Musical note, music. I also want to give a quick shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing, his breakdowns are always top notch. He's truly a master when it comes to analyzing movie camera, and we are live. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Punch Perfect Boxing channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll be giving you my Punch Perfect preview for the trilogy fight between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, happening this Friday night. I'm really excited for this one. These two are absolute legends of the sport, and we don't get many great trilogies in boxing these days. Their first fight is widely considered the biggest women's boxing match of all time, a true historic night for the sport. Katie Taylor has done so much for women's boxing, from her amateur career to becoming the face of the professional game. Honestly, I don't think women's boxing would be where it is today without her. On the other side, Amanda Serrano didn't have the same amateur background, but what she's done as a pro is just as important. She was grinding away during a time when there wasn't much money or recognition in women's boxing, but she kept pushing, kept winning, and now she's finally getting her flowers, the big fights, the big paydays, and the respect she's earned even when decisions haven't gone her way. Serrano has carried herself with real class. And together, these two women are already certified Hall of Famers. So I'm glad we're getting this trilogy, not just because it's great for the sport, but because it rewards them both financially and cements their legacies. To end this video, I'll be reflecting on the first two fights, who I thought won, what went right and wrong for each of them, and then I'll break down how I see this third fight playing out. Honestly, this is the toughest one to call. Some fans feel Taylor has Serrano's number and will win again. Others believe Serrano should have had her hand raised in both previous fights, and that this time she'll finally get the nod. For me, it's close. In the first fight, I leaned slightly towards Taylor, who I felt was just past her peak but still sharp enough, with the experience and pedigree to edge it on points. In the rematch, I thought the circumstances favored Serrano. Taylor had just come off tough battles with Chantel Cameron, the fight was on an MVP card, and if it was close, I figured Serrano might get the benefit of the doubt. But again, Taylor pulled through in another tight, competitive fight. So heading into Friday night, I'm torn. On one hand, Taylor has stylistic advantages and always finds a second, third, even fourth win when she looks finished. On the other, Serrano has been so consistent, and the law of averages makes you think eventually she's bound to land on the right side of a close decision. Either way, it's a brilliant matchup between two of the very best to ever do it. Later in this breakdown, I'll dive deeper into fight 1 and 2, and then give you my final prediction for the trilogy.
If it's that close again, I think Serrano probably gets the nod. And Taylor had two really hard, she'd obviously had the hard fight with Serrano, but then two really tough physical fights against Chantel Cameron, who was bigger than her, stronger than her, and she got through those fights. She obviously lost the first one, the second one, she managed to scrape the victory. But I thought, we're a little bit of time removed from the war against Serrano. We've had two fights against Chantel Cameron, which were tough physical fights. On an MVP promotions card, probably goes the distance again, and if it's that close as last time, probably goes Serrano's way. That didn't happen, and I remember on the night, loads of money came in on Serrano just before the fight, and I thought, yeah, if this is close, Serrano will probably get this. And Taylor ultimately got the decision in another, competitive and to some people controversial fight. So the first one, I was definitely leaning towards Taylor. The second one, I just thought with circumstances.
Musical note, music. I also want to give a quick shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing, his breakdowns are always top notch. He's truly a master when it comes to analyzing those big fights coming out of Japan. Musical note, music. I also want to give a quick shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing, his breakdowns are always top notch. He's truly a master when it comes to analyzing those big fights coming out of Japan. Musical note.
Kind of coming into play. The fact that this is their first fight since their rematch and neither of them have taken any beating since, that to me feels it's kind of a similar fight to the second one. I know people say Taylor's, older. She's had a long, hard career. She had the two Pursoon fights, the two Cameron fights, two Serrano fights. She's had more wars. Being older now than she was for the second fight, does that mean that she'll, have lost another step heading into Friday night? But to me, this is just a really difficult one to call. And I think law of averages might be stopping me from maybe favouring Taylor when I think stylistically she does have the beating of Serrano. But I don't know, maybe by the end of this video, I'll come to a conclusion. But I wanted to reflect on the first fight and the second fight. Like I said, the first fight, widely considered as the greatest night for women's boxing, at Madison Square Garden, full of Irish, full of Puerto Rican supporters.
Movie camera and we are live. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Punch Perfect Boxing channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll be giving you my Punch Perfect preview for the trilogy fight between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, happening this Friday night. I'm really excited for this one. These two are